with the development of AI now, I feel like we're hitting this point where information is just so uncertain. You know what I mean? Like, did you see the brick eating contest
Yeah,
that
I saw
AI
that.
created?
Yeah.
All right, so it's getting pretty realistic now. You know, even like the pictures of Trump, the Pope wearing the bomber jacket,
Yeah.
right? Right, and then it's like it's so like it's still you can tell that it's like, oh, this is a little fake, but what if we get to the point where it's indistinguishable
Mm-hmm.
from like a photo? You
Yeah.
know, what does that mean for truth? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like how will we possibly, I don't know, manage the system? Like what are your thoughts?
Mm,
Do you think we're like done? It's over?
no, I mean, even it just, we'll have to find new tools or new ways to figure that kind of stuff out. It's just like before, it would be hard to know what is truth, right? Like, there would be
Hmm.
no pictures, it's just a story.
Facts. That's true. You'd have to trust the word of mouth of someone else. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what's trippy too? It's like how we are so quick to believe in headlines without reading the actual article.
Mm-hmm.
That like, what if these AI things become the new version of headlines? It's like, no, I totally saw a photo of it,
Yeah.
and I heard them say it. You know that thing with the AI voice modulator where like they're making Eminem
Mm-hmm.
sing songs that he's never sang before.
Yeah.
Like you can run filters for like Drake singing songs that he's never sang before.
Mm-hmm.
So like with that, if you add like photo and audio, where are we then? It's like, hey man, check out this video.
Yeah.
Right, kind of trippy, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do? How are we possibly gonna police this? Yeah. Or do you think we're just like it's over?
No, I think that it depends. I think to the access to the information, if it's truth or not, may become more um, problematic
Mm.
in that sense. But like, but that's always been an issue, anyways. It's just going to probably add more to it, right?
But then is it almost like we we can't trust anything we see online? And then if that's true, it's like, how do we? So maybe we'll go back to the days of you need investigative reporters.
Yeah.
So our news will actually slow down. Actually, maybe this is the
I
beginning
don't know.
of
News is
real
not.
truth. Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think the news will slow down. The news is just following whatever the public is talking about. That's generally what's
Oh,
happening.
really?
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting.
Because if
Okay, I
like,
didn't know that.
yeah, it's just generally like, it's like things are happening on Twitter. Why are we? Then it's like they talk about it on the news, right? Like, that's like
Yeah.
whatever's getting the attention, because news media is just, they want people to click in, right? Investigative
Yes.
journalism is not in today's broadcast television. They don't really have that.
Okay.
They have that only
So then,
in newspaper articles, and they're the ones who are doing that. But who's reading those, right?
yeah, facts. And I was listening to this Coffeezilla. That's why I texted you. I was like, hey, have you heard of Coffeezilla?
Mm-hmm.
And for people who don't know, he's like he like kind of out scammers.
Mm-hmm.
He outed the whole Bitcoin thing, and like he was saying that investigative reporting is so expensive they actually lose money on
Yeah.
like doing those kinds of things, so they kind of steer away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I don't know what is
Because
the solution
there's
here?
a
Like,
lot more. See, the investigative journalism is not happening in broadcast television. They're not doing that, right? The
right,
only ones that are
okay.
doing it would be the newspaper, but it's still newspaper money. Like, who's buying newspapers, right?
Totally.
So
Yeah.
it's still there, but it's not as relevant as it used to be.
My real question is, are we venturing towards a point where people are just fully manipulated? Like we were kind of manipulated before with like, you know, the printing press and I don't know, like social media headlines, right? But now it's like they're doing it in a way, or it's the potential is that you can see something that seems so real that it'll just make you believe that thing's real. You know
Yeah,
what I
there
mean?
will be
Like,
people that will take advantage of that. Yes.
did you see those fake videos of Ukraine? And then it turned out that they were just like CGIing the destruction. Do you remember that? When it first
Yeah,
started?
yeah,
And
or
it
it's
was
like an
all on social
older,
media?
or it's like an older video of some other place,
Right.
not the actual place. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So, and then all these people,
Like that's why it's
actually, this
like
is so trippy.
that's why it's like who where you're getting that source from, because a lot of the people, again, it's like there is some credence to broadcasts where they would have to have corrections, but I feel like
Totally.
online news is there's nothing like that.
So like the strong solidarity towards like supporting Ukraine. I mean, I just don't want to make it seem like it's like callous this point of view, but like with the strong
Hmm.
solidarity, how much of that was built off of people who saw stuff that was happening online, and how much of that stuff online was fake? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how
sure.
many of those people actually like watched the news
Hmm.
versus like getting into like the sphere of like the vacuum,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know? And then you just see it everywhere now. Like driving down the street, there's like all these ads, like digital billboards
Hmm.
now. It's like a new thing. So like when you're driving towards like Scarborough Town or Pickering Town Center, they have some too. So like there's all these like Ukraine pictures and stuff. And I'm like, I don't feel any solidarity towards it because I mean war is terrible, but at the same point it's like I didn't really invest my attention in that direction.
Hmm.
But like what about those people that are doing it and then they're just getting fed the feedback loop of the algorithm and some of those videos are fake and then they're just getting more and more heated
Hmm.
and it's like why are you getting heated? That's not even real. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's a small example of how you can do this en masse, right? So a bigger issue, um, like I don't know, like policies. I feel like we can become like quickly policed in that way if
Hmm.
you control information, and like that's a big fear of mine right now because like where does it lead?
Yeah, you gotta. That's where you're like who's posting those things up, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but nobody checks that either, though. It's
Yeah,
like you'll see it and you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm assuming it's
yeah. But
real.
are you listening
You know?
to the kind of questions that they're asking? Let's just say our prime minister or something. Like, how much are we sending? Like, how
Yeah.
much? Like, to what point do we stop support? Like, there's these kinds of questions happening too. Those are like who are putting up those ads. Are they Ukrainian? Like, I don't know,
Bots.
not bots. No, just like people that are like of Ukrainian descent. Of course, they're gonna put that up, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It all depends on like where that thing's coming. That is an ad thing. So that's no matter what's going to be supporting of whatever they're trying to do, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Totally.
that's why it's like, well, you have to look into like what is exactly happening, like how much are we doing the support, and are we like we are supporting
But
as a
who?
country, we are the prime minister supporting, well, in representation of our country, right? But these are all
Mhm.
things sometimes you forget, like these are all because we're allied with the US. We have these kind of treaties that we have to do. We have
Right.
to be in these positions we've said that we're going to do this, so we have to do it. Like there's a lot of these things that
Right.
are not being really explained to people.
Like exactly my point. And it's like if you look into it, it's like, do you really support it, or are you just supporting the ideology? It's like the biggest one for me that really, because I saw it myself, was the COVID freaking shot thing in the beginning. Remember, I was so like, if you don't get the shot, you're evil.
Hmm.
Because like I thought that's what you told me that I'll stop the spread, and then it
Hmm.
turns out that's not true. So it's like, what are you still believing based on false information, like you were saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, who has the time to actually look into all of these things?
Hmm.
Unless you really care. I get it if your family's Ukrainian, totally. I'd be like, yeah, that sucks. But like, I roll with a Russian dude at jujitsu,
Yeah.
and this guy's amazing, right? He's such a nice person. Do I hate him because his country's invading Ukraine?
Right. But
You
it's
know what I mean?
not. It
Like
shouldn't
for
even be
me,
about that
I'm
though. It's
more like,
not. It's not a Russian people thing, right? It's
but like we said, if you're Ukrainian, of course you're going to support this issue. You know, or if you know something's Ukrainian, you're going to support this issue. But I know a Russian dude, so I'm like, ugh, do I just like fly the Ukrainian flag in his face? You know, like, your people are evil. You know,
Yeah, right.
it's like,
Well, it's not about his people too, though, right? That's the thing.
no, but it became that though,
no,
right?
No, it became that, but the push was that it's not Ukrainian people. It's the
You mean
government.
Russian people?
Sorry,
You mean
it's
Russian
the
people?
Russian. Yeah, it's not the Russian people. That was also what was pushed in the beginning too, because there was a lot of hate against Russians, and they were fighting back against that, saying that it's not the Russian people, it's the government.
Okay. Another good example is when COVID started, Asian hate
Mm-hmm.
became on the rise.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's the virus. It's not Chinese people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But we have a hard time separating the two in
Yeah,
our own
of course.
minds.
Yeah.
But
That's humans. Yeah.
right, and it takes a more sentient individual to like question in order to overcome these like stereotypical biases. You know, being like, oh, you're Russian, so your people are evil, so I hate you
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of what you're doing in Ukraine. It's like that's not it's not accurate,
Mm-hmm.
right? But how many people are willing to take that step? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I think it all depends.
And this is what
Yeah.
scares me. This is what scares me because like with AI, with all this stuff, it's like sure we can believe the good in people that like okay maybe they're going to wise up and like people will actually look into the information, but is that actually often the case?
Mm-hmm.